So is it a thrill knowing that you're opening in a big family-friendly Christmas movie this year?
A family-friendly Christmas movie. I think that the movie, it's funny because somebody asked me, we just came from this big European tour, and somebody had asked me, you know, do you really think that people are going to see this movie that aren't 13-year-old boys? And I really thought about it, like, this movie is so great for everybody. I feel like everybody enjoys it because, you know, it's all of the women look great, the men are really masculine, and it's not violent in the kind of traditional sense. I mean, it's not like you're hitting each other with toilet bowls and things like that that are goofy, and I think it's just entertaining for everybody, this film. So in a weird way, you'd never imagine Frank Miller, you'd never equate him with a family-friendly Christmas movie, but I think it kind of is.
I think I've only done this once before. I think when I did The Incredibles that opened around Christmas, I remember being in London like we were last week and actually turning on the Christmas lights. It was like, I actually got to turn on the Christmas lights. So it's very cool to be in a movie that, you know, people can spend their time together, especially on a holiday like Christmas, and go to the movies and have a great time together and come home and laugh about it and talk about it and, you know, possibly get some of those nice action figures.
I've never really been a comic book fan. I used to read Archie and Friends, which Sam educated me and informed me that is actually comics. But I always thought I was just reading, like, you know, I knew they were comics, but I kind of thought that whole comic world seemed sort of exclusive. And but I really wanted to do this movie because I loved Sin City, the film, and I loved 300, and I really wanted to work with Frank and be a part of his full visual world, and so that's how I got into it. But Sam's a fan.
Superman actually cheated on Lois Lane with Betty and Veronica.
That's so not right? True.
Yes, it is true.
No.
Yeah.
No, you're just telling me that.
Mm-hmm. Batman had an affair with Veronica too.
No, he didn't.
They did. Yeah. And little Lulu.
Archie was the only one for Veronica. Speaking of family.
I've been reading comic books all my life, so I read those very same Archie and Veronica and Jughead comics, but I also read superhero comics. Flash, Spider-Man, Silver Surfer, Aquaman, Justice League of America. I was in all those. And I've, you know, evolved through the graphic novels also now, so I still read a lot of comic books. Not really. Every world has its own laws and rules of reality and what they are, and the people who read those comics know what those rules are. So if you play within, you know, paint inside the lines, you know, you got a chance, you know, getting away with it. I mean, I have another character that I portray in the Marvel series, but you know, Iron Man 2. Hopefully Iron Man 2 and through the rest of the series. And I've also done films about people who owned comic book stores, like Unbreakable, which was also a sort of comic story in that my character was the bad guy who's the opposite of the good guy, which is generally how, you know, people define the villain and the hero. They're total opposites. So you just play within the lines. You got a good chance of convincing people that what you're doing is right.
Yeah, the movie is not, I think because the film's not about revenge and there's no vengeance here, it keeps the film from being dark, or, you know, whereas hateful. Like Sin City, yeah, there's no hate. It's kind of, like Sam says, you know, a competition between the spirit and octopus more than anything else. And, you know, whereas you take a film like Sin City and it's so much about, you know, getting back at, you know, the man who did you wrong, and this movie doesn't have that at all. So it's when I saw the finished product, I was really surprised at how charming it was, really funny and lighthearted. You know, I didn't, because we spend all of our days trying to figure out how to eliminate the spirit, and so we didn't realize that there was a whole
and seeking the blood of Heracles.
And oh, sorry, he needs the blood of Heracles too. Sorry, I always forget about that.
Yeah, my immortality.
Yes, your immortality. That's true. Very, very important to this movie is Octopus's immortality.
Yeah, because once I get that, getting rid of the spirit's a piece of cake.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.